Hi everyone, this is a video to explain and introduce how to create menus in Nutrislice throughout the COVID time period. So after hearing about a bunch of different meal service models that were happening in different districts, we decided to create COVID-specific menus that can be used, as well as a COVID-specific menu type. So having the specific menu type for COVID meals will just direct customers to see exactly where to look for all of the menus throughout this time period. And then having the COVID specific menus will just be easier for both the food service director and the customers to view the COVID menus for, again, however long this lasts. So first step is to find the COVID menus in your Nutrislice site. And you can just use this little search section up in the top left-hand corner. So just find these menus. You can just search COVID and all three of them will pop up. So we made three different versions of the menu. One is for 100% remote learning, one is for a hybrid model, and then one is for in-class menus. So we can go in and start to edit one of these so you can see how this all works. So I'm going to start a new menu from the template. Okay, so I'm going to start in the top section of name and notes and work my way down. So I can leave the name however I want. You can see over to the right-hand corner, we have these set to use a display name and expand and collapse. So this would show similarly to an annual static menu, like maybe your daily alternates menu or your pizza meal or salad meal menu. We have this set this way for now. So that way, if you have more than one meal service type, so let's say you're serving remote students as well as hybrid students and you want two different menus, that way the menus can stack against each other and not take up so much room vertically on your online menus. So this can be changed just by clicking No Display Name if you're only using one of these menus. But again, if you're using a couple of them, maybe the remote learning as well as the hybrid, you can you can just leave it as it is. So that way, again, they just don't take up too much room. And all you do on the live menu is just click on it and there's like a little drop down and you'll see the menu for that specific menu that you created. So let's say for this example, we're going to make multiple menus. So we're going to leave the display name and have it expand and collapse. When you get down to menu type and locations, apply it to this COVID meals menu type. So this was created in each of your districts. So there's no need for you to create this or edit it. It'll be there for you. So any COVID menus, you can apply to that menu type. And then usually you'd apply it to all locations if all of your schools are kind of doing the same thing, or you need, let's say, like remote learning menu that needs to be available to all of your locations. So we just want to make it viewable at all of your schools. So again, we're applying it to the COVID meals menu type and all locations. Even if, let's say for this example, for remote learning, even if all of your locations aren't necessarily pickup sites, we still want to make it available for customers to see at each of the schools that they click on from Nutrislice. And then your actual pickup locations will be listed, let's say in your Google Doc or through some kind of email correspondence. But if someone's kid goes to the elementary school and this menu isn't applied to that menu type, even if the elementary school isn't a pickup location, we still want them to be able to see that menu. All right, so now we're down to the menu and scheduling. So just from looking at this, you can see for all three of these menu templates that we created, breakfast and lunch are on the same menu. So that way it's just easier if you are serving both breakfast and lunch or sending home both breakfast and lunch. This is just one menu for you to edit and one menu for parents to see on the website. So it's just a little bit more concise, saves room, and it's just more to the point. So if you aren't serving breakfast and you're only serving lunch, you can easily delete these just by clicking and hitting the remove trash can button. Also, you'll see one day a week, we do have a today's your meal pickup day image, as well as a meal pickup time slot, just a little verbiage right there. So if you have a meal pickup, you can definitely use this. If not, you can delete it right off. Let's say your meals are getting bussed home or something, you could definitely just delete that. But if you do have a meal pickup day, this is a great way to attract attention and make it known that this is your meal pickup day, and you can reiterate your meal pickup time slot right here as well. So you can just edit that by double clicking in here, and let's say our pickup is from 10 to 12. We can put that in and press enter. And we have this set on the templates for the first day of every week, but this can definitely be moved just by clicking the 6 little dots on both the image and the verbiage and dragging it to a different day. If you have multiple pickup days, you can add this image and add that verbiage yourself to any other day of the week. So you can do that by clicking add image at the bottom of any menu day and searching in Nutri-Serve food management, and you can search up meal pickup. Okay. And that image is right there. I'm going to click save. So you can easily add that if you have 2 pickup days in the week, let's say. And that is pretty much the template for the 100% remote, at least. Nothing is filled in for you because we know your menus are varying so much. So basically just placeholders are in here for now. With the new Nutrislice updates, unfortunately, now we can't double click on a placeholder that's not a food and make it into a food. So let's say I start typing in chicken nuggets here. Nothing will pop up, unfortunately. So the easiest way to go about adding your menu items in is either clicking add menu item at the bottom, entering your food. So I'm using this and dragging it up and then deleting the placeholder. Or you can click the placeholder, click add item below, and then type in your menu item. The only thing with that is then you need to remember to, either way really, you need to remember to delete the little placeholder that says your lunch entree. If by accident you delete the menu headers, you can easily add them just by clicking add menu item, typing in the section title that you need, and then clicking on it again, and then clicking that section title checkbox. That just makes it that bold font on the live site. Okay, so that's pretty much editing in a nutshell. Another important note is for breakfast and lunch, we basically just write out a little statement that all breakfasts include a fruit and milk, and all lunches include a fruit, vegetable, and milk. So that way, it's kind of similar and matches up with your Google order forms or whatever order forms you're using, and leaves some flexibility for you to send home whatever fruits or vegetables that you have in house or that you have ordered. Okay, so I'm going to publish this and save it. Okay, now just for this example, let's say I also have a hybrid menu. I'm gonna create a new menu from that template. And again, since I have 2 menus running at the same time, I am going to keep this display name and keep it as expanding and collapsing. I'm going to just click publish on that. And then again, I'm applying this to COVID meal menu type and all locations. So it's really important that you stay consistent with applying your menus to the COVID meals menu type when you're using these menus. Okay, so now this menu is pretty much exactly the same for the template, at least, as your 100% remote menu template. So the point here is just so that way you can differentiate. Let's say you're sending certain meals home and your hybrid kids are getting different meals. It's very clear for parents just to click on one or the other. So you can pretty much edit this to match whatever you're serving or whatever you're sending home with your hybrid kids. So it just helps keep you organized to have those 2 separate menus, even though the templates are the same in Nutrislice. Let's say for hybrid kids, they're not picking up meals. They're just taking them home with them when they're not in school. You can easily, again, delete this image for the pickup day, as well as deleting the meal pickup image or verbiage. So although these templates are pretty basic, we wanted to keep them basic and concise so that way you can really customize them for your district, because each district is doing so many different ways of getting meals home to kids. So I have this published. Let's say I made all my edits. I'm going to save and close that. So now I just want to go over to the last menu template for you to see how that looks. And this is for the in-class. So although many districts probably won't be using this right away, we still have it available. So this is great to use if you have in-class lunch or breakfast or both, especially while you also have maybe remote learners or something like that. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep the menu as expanding and collapsing, and I'm going to publish it. I'm going to apply this to the COVID meals menu type and all locations. Same process as the other two. Now this one does look a little bit different. It's still pretty concise, but we do have a little bit of a different format because if students are eating in the classroom, they're most likely going to have a couple more options than if they're hybrid students having meals brought home, or 100% remote students picking up a 5-day meal supply. So for breakfast, we still have pretty much the same breakfast entree and what it comes with. But for lunch, we do have placeholders for a featured hot entree, a sandwich or salad, and an alternate, maybe like a peanut butter and jelly or a cereal meal. So again, you can totally customize this and, start out with certain options in September and then maybe change it when it comes to October. So let's just fill in a couple examples here. So I'm going to add item below, and let's say our feature is grilled cheese. I'm going to add that in and then delete that placeholder. So that's always just remembered or important to remember now. Just with the new Nutrislice updates, we do have to delete those placeholders that are in there. And then let's say for our sandwich and salad, I'm going to add item below, and I'm going to have a chicken Caesar. Okay. That is a salad with goldfish. And then for my alternate, I'm going to have peanut butter and jelly. Okay. And then you can type in your fruit of the day here and your vegetable as well. Okay, so I'm going to save that. All right, so now let's take a look at the live site and see how these are actually showing, just so you have an idea of how these menus are showing, and especially with the COVID menu type as well. All right, so again, you can click on any location because we did apply all of our menus to all locations. So let's say for the elementary school, and now we have all of our regular menu types here, but you can see this first one right here is the COVID meals menu type. So I'm going to click on that. And as a parent or a customer, it's pretty clear that this is what I'm clicking to access meals throughout this time. So when I click on that and scroll over to September, we have our 100% remote, we have our hybrid, and then I'm not sure where our in-class menu went. So let's go back and check that. I have the tab open still. So if I see my in-class menu, oh, it's still updating here. So it's just taking a little bit of time. Let's see if I can get that to show up. Perfect. Okay, so it just took a couple minutes there. So you can see that these menus are stacked. So again, like our usual static menus or alternate menus, these are all drop downs. So this is really useful, again, when you have multiple menus running. And if you just have one of these, let's say you're only doing 100% remote learning, in the menu where you're editing it, you can just change that to say no display name like we talked about. So When you click the drop down, you can see what they look like. The in-class menu is right there. So most likely you're not going to have all three of these menus running at the same time, so it does look like a lot of information right now. Most likely you'll just have maybe just one or two of them. But this is kind of how they look. And it does save room if you are running more than one at once to have them stacked like this. So just an easy way for parents to see exactly what their kids are going to be having or picking up or taking home with them by having the three separate menus. And again, we have the separate COVID meal menu type set up for you. So that way you can apply all of your COVID menus to that menu type. And then when all of this passes and we're kind of done with this separate menu type and schools are starting to serve meals normally again, we can totally just delete off this menu type and be done with it. So for now, though, we just want to apply all of our menus to this menu type. So it's very clear what you're serving. So that is pretty much it for our new Nutrislice menus. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to either Kristen or Olivia, and we can definitely help you out with this.